Hey, Mr. Estrada here. In this video, we're going to go over questions 8 to 13 on the review sheet for your test on Monday. So here's question 8. It says the sum of the first 8 terms of the series, 3 minus 12 plus 48 minus 192 plus dot 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 is. So let's begin by asking ourselves, is this series arithmetic or geometric? If you answered geometric, you are correct. Ding, ding, ding. Now, since this series is geometric, use the appropriate formula to find the sum. So here is our formula. A1 is the first term. In this case, the first term is 3. R is the common ratio. That's the number you multiply by to go from one term to the next. So we have to find R. A quick way to find it is to just take the second term divided by the first term. So that's negative 12 divided by 3. That's negative 4. So R is negative 4. N is 8 because we are adding the first 8 terms. So we substitute into our formula. So when you substitute, it should look like that. Then we just work it out. And this is what we get. Okay, question 9. What is the value of 3 times the sum of n over 2 from 2 to 6? We can also read this here by saying the sum of n over 2 from 2 to 6 multiplied by 3. So one way we could do it is we can just evaluate n over 2 from 2 to 6, and then we can just take that and multiply it by 3. So we're going to start with n equals 2 because that's the starting. Remember, this is where you start, and then that's where you end. So it starts at n equals 2, so this is going to be 2. Then it's going to go 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 2 over 2 is 1. 3 over 2 is 1.5. 4 over 2 is 2. 5 over 2 is 2.5. And 6 over 2 is 3. So 1 plus 1.5 plus 2 plus 2.5 plus 3 is 10. So that's 3 times 10. And 3 times 10 is 30. So the value of this summation is 30. Please note that question 10 has been changed, and I'll explain to you in class why. Alright, so this is our new question. Express the sum of the first 8 terms of the sequence 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 in sigma notation. So first, you want to come up with a function that will generate the above terms. So it's helpful to ask yourself, how is the sequence growing? Now you should notice that the sequence is geometric, meaning that you're multiplying by something constant to go from one term to the next. So since the sequence is geometric, we can use an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1 to generate those terms. So we have to do this first. So we have to find a function that will generate these terms. And we know that something in this form will do it because this is the generic formula for a geometric sequence. Okay, so A1 is the first term, which is 8. R is the common ratio, so that's 16 over 8, and that's 2. So we have enough here. So we can express this sequence as 8 times 2 raise it to the n minus 1. This will generate these terms, and you can test it out. Substitute 1 in here. 1 minus 1 is 0, 2 to the 0 is 1, 1 times 8 is 8. So you have to come up with something that will generate these terms. Substitute 2 in here. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 to the 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. Sub 3 in here. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. So now to express the sum, we have to use sigma notation. Now recall, this is what the sigma symbol looks like, and you need n equals something here. This is the start, and this is where you end, and then you're going to need some type of formula here. So we have our formula. This is going to be our formula. Formula is right over here. So let's write our formula is 8 times 2 to the n minus 1. Our start is n equals 1. And it says express the sum up to the first 8 terms, so we're going to end at 8. So this is our final answer. Number 11, given the relation R, which replacement for A makes this relation a function? So we want to turn this into, we want this to be, we want it to be a function. So you have to remember, in a function, no x element can repeat. So let's use process of elimination. Can A be 1? So if A is 1, that means that that 1 should not repeat in another ordered pair in the x part of the ordered pair. So we see that if we make this 1, that x element would repeat. So it can't be 1 because there's another 1 here. Let's go to choice 2. Can it be negative 2? Again, it can't be negative 2 because we already have negative 2 as an x element here. So it can't be negative 2. So cross out negative 2. Can it be 0? No, it can't be 0 because we already have 0 as an x element. So it can't be 0. So by process of elimination, we're left with choice 4. And if you want to just think about it, this makes sense because there is not another ordered pair with 4 as an x element. Question 12, which graph does not represent a function? So we're going to use our vertical line test. And what that means is that I should be able to draw a vertical line anywhere around the function, and it should only cross it at one point if in fact it is a function. So choice 1 is a function because it passes the vertical line test. Choice 2 is a function because it passes the vertical line test. The vertical line will cross only at one point anywhere on the graph. Choice 3 is also a function. Now choice 4 is not a function because when I draw a vertical line, it crosses it at more than one point. Here, here, and here. So choice 4 is not a function. Question 13, fill in the blanks by finding the domain and the range of the function shown below. So recall that the domain represents all the possible x values, and the range represents all the possible y values. So first, for the domain could be anything from -1 up to, let's see what this is here, so here's the origin, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's 6 there. So the domain could be anything from -1 up to 6. So the domain could be anything from -1 up to 6. It could be anything in between, anything. The range, that's all the possible y values. So the range, so here's the smallest possible y value. That's -2. So the range could be anything from -2, and then this is the highest possible y value right over here, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the y-axis. So the range could be anything from -2 up to 5. Okay, I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. Take care.